Wait, okay, I need to clear the air. If your name is Andrew and you go by Andy, you and I are tight. Like, we get each other. When I hear an Andrew and you go by Andrew, we are two different people. Like, I do not associate with you. You do not associate with me. We are in two different playing fields.
Thank you for that clarification.
I just had to clear that up. When people hear my name's Andy, they're like, your name's Andrew. I'm like, but we call me Andy. Like, Toy Story. Like, I think people are just jarred when they hear, oh my God, I thought your name was really Andy. I'm like, what is it short for? It's the Pop Report.
So juicy.
Hey, girl.
Hi.
So I heard you have some situations in life that are keeping you at bay.
Okay, well, let's not make it look like I was the only one that had a morning this morning because we're delayed like an hour, not because of me.
Your homeboy had to stop at not one but two Targets because Little Miss left the SD cards for the studio at home. So,
which is funny because we just had a conversation about this last night. And
someone
we were all in
texted me.
confirmation.
Someone texted me, don't forget the SD cards. Guess who forgot the SD cards?
I was still mostly on time, except for the fact that I was a few minutes late, but that was because my dogs decided to chew through my mattress this morning.
How does that happen?
Hell if I fucking know. I finished taping No Filter and I'm like, okay, let me take the dogs outside to go potty really quickly. And then I just walk into the bed and they're looking guilty. And I'm like, what did you guys do and why? And I just turn into the bedroom and I see that they ripped through the sheets and there's just a hole in the center of the mattress. And I was like, okay, I'm really pissed. But I also still have to take you out for a walk so that you can go potty right now. I don't want to reward you for this bad behavior, but it was an interesting morning.
You know, when my dog is upset and I don't give him enough attention, he goes after the clearest, most like visible pair of shoes, not by the front door, in my bedroom.
See, it is like they're pissed at you, right? Like that's kind of the energy that they're not happy, and that's why they do this.
What do people do when they're pissed at you, Zach? Would you rather them like chew through your mattress or like just hurl comments at you online?
Listen, I live my life with people being pissed at me. I've learned to just come to accept it. I don't read the comments anymore. I just am a natural born bitch, and I've just learned to embrace it. I'm just embracing my J-Lo era.
You know, I think that is actually a t-shirt you should make for yourself. I think this podcast is things I would wear on a t-shirt. Natural born bitch. Like, especially after Chrissy, there's so many things I'd put like on a t-shirt.
Wait, so we went to Schwartz and Sandy's on Tuesday.
Correct. That's also another thing that's happened lately.
Yes, and this was like one of your first, I know you like to pretend that you understand Bravo and Vanderpump Rules, but this was like one of the few times you've actually sat through an entire episode.
Hold on a minute. I watched 3 episodes of last season at the beginning, and I watched the reunion, covered it for work. Was I on the entire show from front to back, start to finish, hardcover to hardcover? No, but I at least knew a little bit what was going on. I knew who the people were, but I don't understand why they're upset to the extent.
Okay, so I was hosting a watch party for the final reunion episode of Vanderpump Rules at Schwartz and Sandy's.
Which I was there.
Andy came to support and actually watched the whole reunion through.
What do you mean actually? Like, I'm not interested in things you do? Or... like, what?
No, I meant you typically don't watch Vanderpump Rules, but you watched it because it was on, and that was the point of going to Schwartz and Sandy's that night. Now, everyone's like, the internet is fired up, and they don't like my opinion of this, but I want your opinion. What is your take on this? You know, this is kind of our hot and headline moment. Ariana versus Lala. Did you have a side, and who are you siding with?
You know...
And be very mindful, because the internet will drag you if you pick the wrong side.
Girl. So, taking things from a base root matter of not knowing the history, just bringing it down to the situation of Lala, from what I know in this reunion, was very upset that when she had been cheated on, she was consistently brought up as, let's talk about it, let's talk about it. And when Ariana has... notably been in the spotlight for now 2 seasons, we talk about this cheating scandal. It has just been drawn out, but I think what she's saying isn't wrong or right. She wanted to say no, and when Ariana says no, there is an extent where everyone stops and doesn't talk about it anymore. But she said she didn't get that experience. So people can take that as like, oh, she didn't get her moment because of the whole scandal, Or, hey, like, she basically wanted to stop talking about it, but you guys pressured her, but Ariana says no, and you abide by that.
Yeah.
So that's like the, I've gone through some personal things and like in our friend groups and stuff of like, it's not fair to pull a double standard. Like, if it happens once, shame on me. If it happens twice, shame on you.
Yeah.
So I think she has a point to be upset, but some people grifted at the fact that she was trying to get her moment. So I think she also has a right to be upset to an extent. Of
Lala or Ariana?
Lala.
Yeah.
So Ariana, she's obviously like in the spotlight. She has more of a stake to control that narrative because she has become the center focus of the show. That's my hot take. Oh, not my hot take. We're not even there yet. That's the hot in the headline.
I mean, that was a relatively hot take, and you kind of didn't pick a side with picking a side. But, I mean, it was a very vanilla answer, and I'm proud of you for giving
that
your
was
commentary.
A vanilla answer?
You didn't really pick a side. You're like,
I don't know these girls.
My issue is when reality stars start to set too strong of boundaries, it fucks up the show. Look at the Kardashians. Kendall and Kylie are so fucking boring. I don't watch the Kardashians for Kendall and Kylie because they don't show anything about their lives.
They go to like fast food restaurants.
Yeah, they
together.
go. Yeah, and they're the stupid. Like Kim and Khloe give the most on that show. Even then, Kim has had more boundaries. Chloe's been the most open. Like Courtney, she's like, I don't want to do this, and I don't want to film today, and I don't want to talk about this. And it's like, then don't be on the show anymore. You're entitled to your boundaries, but it does hinder the success of the content on the show.
I do think Ariana had a great point, though. She's like, would you rather have talked about it, or would you rather have me walked away so you can get some good show?
That was bullshit.
Which that was like a fun.
No.
I think that was a funny comment to make.
I
but
think
like,
everyone's giving her too much credit for that. She's like, I made the finale great because I walked out and you guys had a great finale. I'm like, no, they had a great finale.
That kind of bites the hand that feeds you also.
Yes, and the reason the finale ended up being great was because production decided to break the fourth wall and show everyone's raw reaction to her walking out.
Good shit happens. When they say keep it rolling, people go, are you okay?
Yeah.
I love watching it
She
when
doesn't
Housewives
deserve that credit.
happens.
Yeah.
When like everyone's just like, are we actually recording? And someone's like, we're recording behind the scenes.
Yeah, we love a good hot mic moment. So I don't think the credit goes to Ariana. I think the credit goes to the editors and production who decided to lean into that and actually, pull the curtain back. Because otherwise, like, who wants to just see somebody not engage in a final conversation when it's the finale of the season? And the whole season has been about you and your ex, and then, this is your moment.
I'm tired of it. I don't want to hear it anymore.
Well, Vanderpump's taking a break, so we're going to get a nice little pause
coming back.
I don't think she's coming back either, and I'm not mad at that.
No.
I like her as a person in real life, but on the show, I did not enjoy her this season.
Oh, well. Speaking of things that are...
I don't enjoy him.
Transitions are sometimes hard with you, but...
Are they?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm pretty natural at my transitions.
Depends on the day. Moving on to our next hot headline. Kate Middleton has made her first appearance as of...
Okay. I have feelings about this too. Okay? Because now all of a sudden... there are new sources that are coming out.
Anonymous sources.
And they're coming out and saying that Kate Middleton is on the mend. She's doing better. She's healed. Where back in March, there was all the speculation that she was like tied up, hidden in a basement, and nobody knew where Kate Middleton was. And then we see like these random grainy photos of a possible Kate or a Kate stand-in that's, trying to deflect from her being hidden in the basement. And then she finally comes out and she's like, no, guys, JK, I just have cancer. And everyone's like, oh, and that immediately shut down the conversation because everyone's like, we're not going to question her having cancer.
Right.
She never disclosed what type of cancer. She said that it was in early stages and she was doing chemo. And I know that there were some doctors that came out and they're like, she said that it was very early stage cancer, but yet she's already doing chemo and she hasn't disclosed what type of cancer. Like, there were just a lot of questions about it.
It could be a lot more serious and like she wants to lead on right now. And I think like...
Well, now it's not serious anymore because now she's suddenly better, which is interesting because she was supposed to come back and fulfill more public duties come June. We're now right at the tail end of May heading into June. And now suddenly it's being reported that she's actually doing a lot better. So
are you saying that the pop report's turning into conspiracy theory headlines?
No, I'm just saying that whatever the fuck is going on, they're being very, like, the situation sounds fishy to me, because the best way to shut down the conversation is to be like, she has cancer, let's not talk about this, and that shut down the conversation. And now all of a sudden, just a few weeks later, she was in a dire situation, and now she's on the mend and she's ready to come back into public life in like 2 weeks.
Who knows how long this has been, like, you know, undergone. That video also was published like in a time where people started to raise questions, so there's probably like a few months of period of time where like maybe they caught this, and like finally people of the public started to catch wind, and they were like, we need to at least put something out. You've been undergoing like some treatment. Who knows? I don't know,
and that's why I have questions.
I just live my life. I'm like, Kate,
listen, I'm happy that she's on the mend.
I wish you well.
I wish her well as well. I just think there's something that is going down in Buckingham Palace that is probably involving King
Us Weekly
Charles.
will know.
Us Weekly will know. They have,
They have
flies
their
on the wall in
correspondence
that castle.
of Buckingham Palace's garden in the wings, waiting for whatever's going to come next. And I'm like, just let Kate sit and have a cup of tea, live her life, watch.
I think Kate's getting ready to take that throne. She's like, bye, Camilla. We know King Charles is on his way out, which leaves Prince William to be the next to stand in line.
Well,
And Meghan Markle's just sitting at home seething.
Meghan Markle's just seated waiting for another Oprah special.
Please no.
Well, that's a lot of things to lead us off this hour.
Should we?
Not even an hour. Sometimes we're less than an hour, let's be honest.
Okay, should we move on to music? Music mayhem. Do we have any exciting music news?
I mean, Charlie XCX's album Brat is coming out in a few days, and so you're not a fan. I get it.
I like Charlie XCX.
Okay.
We've discussed this. I'm actually a fan of Charlie XCX.
Okay.
Remember 1999?
You don't know enough.
Boom Clap.
Boom Clap is not
Boom,
a count you
clap, the
can
sound
put
of
up on
my
your
heart.
chalkboard.
Speed Drive, wasn't that? Did she sing that?
What's Charlie's latest single?
You just said it.
No, I didn't. No. Who had Julia Fox, Rachel Sennott, and a bunch of others?
Julia Fox has a song?
No. So she released a music video called 360, and it had all the hot girls of the internet on. Where have you been? You are uncultured swine.
When it comes to music, yes.
Yes, you're right. And I'm also uncultured swine when it comes to Bravo. It is what it is.
Thank you.
So, I mean, yeah, she's got her album coming out in a few days. There's obviously like new music from Katy Perry on the way because she's changed her profile picture to a like very Need for Speed futuristic KP symbol. So KP6 is coming. That's why she left Idol. She wants to do more things. But our favorite Jojo Siwa is coming out with another single.
Listen,
Choose Your Fighter.
I do. Well, isn't
talked
there?
about
There's
this.
our Ava Max had Choose Your Fighter, and that was
Queen
just
of
in the
Samples.
Barbie. Oh, JoJo, yeah.
No.
Oh, Ava Max.
Ava Max.
She's. I don't know her.
She defended herself lately, saying like everyone samples, everyone uses interpols,
Yeah.
like, but hers are so prominent in the songs that like people have directly said, Ava Max, like these are all '90s like songs. You're just like putting in. Even her song with Kygo, like whenever, wherever.
Yeah.
Shakira. But Jojo Siwa has a new single coming out called Choose Your Fighter, which you referenced Ava Max because she also has a song called Choose Your Fighter.
It just came out.
So we have a snippet of JoJo with this song. Other people have also
Karma's
said
a
the music for
bitch.
JoJo. The other music for JoJo is apparently good. Like
Who said that? JoJo?
through the
Through the JoJo grapevine?
Through the gay grapevine, the gay pop grapevine, I've heard sources that people say JoJo's new music is actually good aside from Karma.
I actually liked Karma.
Okay.
I didn't think Karma was bad. You didn't like Karma?
I mean, I liked the
I
original
didn't like
Karma.
her dance moves. How do you not like the JoJo version, but you like the original? They're literally the same fucking song.
Nope.
It's the same beat.
Nope.
It's the same melody. It's literally the same everything except the stomping dance moves.
No.
Is it not?
Same but different.
No, it's very similar.
Vocally different. Just I like
vocally, because JoJo's auto-tuned.
All right.
Have you seen the video of her when she's singing a cappella and blowing out her vocal cords?
No.
It's all over TikTok. And her like vocal instructor's like, oh, give us this.
Who's your vocal instructor?
This. I don't know. She's like, give us this note. And then Jojo like tries to give the note, but she's like screaming. And she's like, ooh, you're raspy today. And the internet's like, that's not raspy. That's she's blowing out her vocal cords. And then Jojo went to her car and her little TikTok. And she's just like, hey, guys, I blew out my vocal cord. We don't know when it happened, but I did it. I was like, I think we know exactly when that happened.
I mean, true. You also want to talk about a specific...
Oh, the TikTok mom.
Now we're talking about internet culture because we're getting into viral videos. It's been a minute since we covered a viral video, though.
I feel... Has it been? Well...
I mean, there's a lot of celebrity ones.
I feel like
everyday
I
people...
always come in with a viral video, and you always come in with the music news. I stay up to date on what happens on TikTok.
We compliment each... Hold my hand. We compliment each other in the best and worst of times, and we're not dating.
No.
Immediate skirt. He's like, no, stop it. So explain to me this viral video that you need to educate me on.
Well, it has the internet fired up. Okay, so there's this woman. Her name is Elizabeth
Taylor?
Teckenbrock. Elizabeth Teckenbrock. Okay. She's 29 from Tampa.
Good for her.
You already know that there's going to be a good story when they come out of Tampa.
Florida woman.
So she went and she posted this video on TikTok, and it's of her crying, baking a cake for herself on her birthday. Okay, so she's in her kitchen and she's crying and she's baking the cake, which is always kind of funny when you see people and they're just like
baking and crying.
No, when they're just like
I want to be baking and crying. Like
they're just filming.
What do you do when you get
sobbing.
upset? Like get upset. I bake. I wish that was me.
Well, she wrote on the video, being a single mom is making your own birthday cake on your birthday so your babies can feel happy they're singing to you. And it immediately got over 45 million views on TikTok, and everyone was coming to her defense. It went viral, and they're like, oh my God, this is so sad. Like, hang in there, girl. You got this. You're a single mom, but we support you. We rally behind you, right? Because she's like, I have kids, and I have to make my own cake because I don't have a husband to make a cake for me.
You paint this picture very well of a single working mom, working 9 to 5.
Single mom who works 2 jobs, who loves her kids and never stops. So, her ex-husband, Andrew...
Wait, okay, I need to clear the air. If your name is Andrew and you go by Andy, you and I are tight. Like, we get each other. When I hear an Andrew and you go by Andrew, we are 2 different people. Like, I do not associate with you. You do not associate with me. We are in 2 different playing fields.
Thank you for that clarification.
I just had to clear that up. When people hear my name's Andy, they're like, your name's Andrew. I'm like, but we call me Andy. Like, Toy Story. Like, I think people are just jarred when they hear, oh my God, I thought your name was really Andy. I'm like, what is it short for? But like, yeah, no, there's always another Andrew. So when there's another Andrew, I'm like, this is why I went by Andy growing up. That's it.
Thank you.
Anyway, continue with Andrew. What do you do?
Thank you for that TED Talk. So her ex-husband, Andrew, not Andy, he then went on TikTok and he's like, hold up, wait a minute. She's acting like she's a real single mom when she doesn't even have custody of her own kids. He says that he has full custody. He says that she barely sees the kids. She goes out all of the time. And he also outed her criminal past. Because she was arrested for fraud. And then I think there was like a 3rd-degree Grand Theft Auto charge against her, and he showed the court documents.
What kind of fraud?
I think she was
credit
writing.
Card fraud?
No, I think it was like she was writing checks to herself that weren't really meant for her, or something like that.
Embezzlement.
No, it wasn't embezzlement. She was like stealing money from somebody else, but it was not approved money that she was taking from.
She was faking checks.
I believe that's what it was. And so he shared the court docs verifying. He's like, actually, she's not as wholesome as she's claiming to be. So he did his video and he's like, here are the court documents. Here's her arrest record. Posted all this on TikTok. And then everyone was like, ooh, and here she's trying to gain sympathy. And obviously she's been charged with fraud in the past. So maybe she was doing this to, rehab her image on TikTok. Who knows, right? She then comes back out and she claps back at him and does another TikTok video. And she's claiming that the real reason that their marriage fell apart was because he was abusive towards her, and that's why she had to leave him. But that he's a doctor and he has a lot of money. And not only is he a doctor with a lot of money, but he's a Scientologist. And
Hold on. I'm trying to take in all this information.
It's a lot. Can you imagine us on the internet going back and forth and watching their TikTok videos?
Is this like the Who the Fuck Did I Marry kind of series?
Yeah. So she says he's a Scientologist, and she's like, and if you know Scientologists, you know that they're they have a vendetta to try and ruin your life. And that's what he's trying to do, is trying to ruin my life.
I had a friend who's a Scientologist.
Oh.
He was the happiest person I ever met, but he was putting out a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, girl.
So
what's the result?
And she says that even though she doesn't have full custody of her children or custody at all, she says she still sees her kids all the time. And she said that she felt trapped in her marriage, so that when she left him, that it was only natural that she went out and was drinking. She's like, of course I'm going to go out and drink. Like, I'm finally a free woman, and he put me through so much.
Oh, my God. How long were they together? Do you know?
I think 6 years.
Okay.
And so this basically, it all stemmed from the reason she decided to post the video and talk about the cake is because I guess her daughter had a dance recital on her birthday.
Got it.
So it was her birthday.
So did she not go to the dance recital?
No, she went to the dance recital.
Came back home and then made a cake.
Nope.
Oh.
She went to the dance recital. And then after the dance recital, she decided she was going to go out with her friends to celebrate her birthday. And so which is where it gets a little confusing, because she decides to go out with her friends. I think they went out to dinner, and she was like, I didn't get to see my kids on my birthday. And then the dad's like, well, you didn't get to see your kids on your birthday because you chose to go out with your friends instead of having like a dinner with your kids on your birthday. So no, you didn't get to spend your birthday with your kids. So I don't know why she was baking the cake then, because
who's going to make her a cake though?
Well,
she says going to make her a cake?
She says she doesn't even like cake.
Oh.
She said the only reason she was making the cake was so that the daughters could sing happy birthday to her. But now it sounds like she didn't spend her birthday with her daughters at all.
Did her friends sing her happy birthday?
I don't know.
I don't know, girl.
She made a cake for someone, and she didn't eat it because she doesn't like cake.
Well, I hope the cake was not good. So. I don't know. Girl, I'm only getting a small piece of your pie on the whole picture, but I wish you well.
It's all very, I'm waiting for his response.
I'm waiting for the Church of Scientology to make a comment about this. You think they're not going to? I think they will.
She did call them out in her TikTok video.
Anyway, well, that's a lot of news and a lot of information to just pile on me at once. Like the fact you just...
I feel like you're used to that.
Getting
piled on.
Yeah, depends on the day. Well, I want to talk about some things to watch now.
Yeah, let's move on to movie and TV news.
Have you seen Mr. Nicholas Galitzine is coming with another installment of something to Prime Video?
No.
Masters of the Universe is going to play He-Man.
Do people watch Prime Video?
Only...
Thank you.
I cycle through. It's not my first open. I will say that much. It is when there are good titles, they have some good titles. And I'll go to it. Like, I watched The Idea of You. Great job. Kudos. But I will say it is not my, first on the totem pole.
Okay.
But Prime Video has more coming down the pipeline. And Nicholas is playing He-Man in Masters of the Universe.
Okay. Good for him.
Or is it Marvels of the Universe? Masters of the Universe? He is playing He-Man, so he's going to give us himbo energy. Blonde... low-key Bob, and I don't know how he's gonna do it because he has this British accent, but He-Man is he's thick. He-Man's I don't know. Not that I don't think Nicholas can do the role, but I'm I want to see that transformation. And so I think he could maybe get some accolades for this role for the prep he's about to undergo, or if it is something of before He-Man was thick. Yeah. He's a big man.
Yeah.
He is not 180 pounds. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
So that's exciting to see. I mean, it's interesting to see also how Nicholas Galitzine has become this hot commodity over the past 2 years. So he obviously was in Red, White, and Royal Blue. He was also in Bottoms with Rachel Sennott and Ayo Edebiri, and he also has been just in a Star series. And yeah, The Idea of You kind of catapulted and solidified him, I think personally, to be in this prime, I think, male adjacent Sydney Sweeney era.
Really?
Yeah, I think the two of them are
He's cute.
right now on the really, really big come up. Okay. They're doing really well for what they first started in.
Okay.
As
notable. So you're gonna watch this?
You're
really selling it.
I mean, it's been long delayed, this project. They've been trying to work on it for quite some time. I know that Prime Video's had some like up and downs with their acquisition of like MGM and more, but I think overall that like this will probably be some good IP for them, like overall.
Great.
And for Mr. Nicholas. So, big fan. The Ultimatum and Queer Love spinoff are also coming back. So, did you watch The Ultimatum or The Ultimatum Queer Love?
No.
Shit hit the fan.
Was that good?
I feel like this is the reality that you're in versus what I'm in. I watch like murder docs and like, you know, couple fights on Netflix, like Love is Blind and shit. But you're like, Bravo, Summer House, Southern Charm. And I'm like, I'm here to watch my lesbian girls fight it off and Queer Love. But this Queer Love installment, it's just announced. I don't know if it's going to be like men who date men or women who date women, or if it's like gender queer. Like, it was really nice to see just some like LGBTQ plus like dating shows that were just like, obviously The Ultimatum's messy, but we got to see some more like range of people and identities we don't get to see on screen that much. Like, we've had gay men dating shows, and like we see the same gay men come in and out. But this, I think it was nice to see like the woman get some screen time. I will watch.
Yeah, I like watching lesbians on TV.
That's your response. Did you watch like The Ultimatum or anything of that sort?
No, I haven't seen The Ultimatum. I haven't seen Queer Love.
Girl, if it was me, I don't know if I'd go on one of those shows. If we were a thing and you and I were not working out, I would not say, let us go date other people.
Wait, so The Ultimatum is the one where you go in as a couple.
Correct.
And then you're allowed to date other people.
Correct.
And then you see if at the end of the season you decide to stay together or to leave.
Not only that, but they get to experience living with the other person and then going back to the original person.
Yeah.
So love triangles happen, like relationships fall apart.
Did you watch from couple to throuple?
From couple to couple.
From couple to throuple.
Ooh, I did not watch all of that, but that was also...
See?
Some people came in looking for a third. Some people left by themselves.
I don't know. That seems to be the trend on reality shows now. We're just... It's all about polygamy.
I think good for them. I don't think I can emotionally handle all of that. That's all. And other little wholesome news, Moana 2 is coming.
Great.
Auli'i Cravalho is the voice of Moana.
I don't think I ever saw Moana 1. I do. Listen, I've been trying. I like all the Disney Pixar movies. I don't know why Moana just didn't appeal to me.
Why? Dwayne Johnson doesn't do it for you with a big old chest that's animated?
I don't like Dwayne Johnson.
He's been under some fire lately.
For what?
He's not had a good track record as of late for like coming to set. He's had like on Red Notice getting into like a fight with Ryan Reynolds about like how delayed he was keeping people on production late. There was a big like expose that came out about like how just unprofessional and late he can be, not only at WWE but also on like film sets. So I think this will maybe like help his imagery right now, being back in this uplift of wholesome.
You don't even see him. It's a cartoon.
Still, people are gonna find him in better light.
Sure,
Jan.
You're really going to bat for him.
No, I'm not like a stan, like, or a fan. I'm just like,
I mean, I guess
there.
you can relate to him, you know, with being late on set and delaying production.
You know, I'd like to leave. I heard laughs in the back. I heard attacks to the left of me. I will not sit here and be slandered in this environment. This hostility of this workplace is
Listen,
toxic.
That was the expose I read on Variety.
Oh, about me? Cool. Can't wait. But I think you and I should go watch Moana 2 in theaters. Just to get actually, you need to watch the first one, and that'll take you to the second one.
Wow, I already got a second date before the first.
Maybe you pop a little edible and like see what happens.
And I did watch the Mean Girls, the musical, which was terrible. But I did watch well, it wasn't that terrible, but it was not great. The Mean Girls musical one, I did watch that. I took a mushroom gummy, and it made it more interesting.
Okay, I didn't watch it. I didn't get a chance. I've been very busy.
Getting SD cards. Well, I don't know if I'm going to watch Moana 2, maybe if you convince me, but I have been watching Lindsay Lohan in her career, like, film
Speaking
comeback.
of Mean Girls.
Speaking of Mean Girls, yeah.
Good circle. Good roundabout back. I like how you tied that in. Yeah, Knives Out 3. She might be joining.
Well, she's rumored to be joining with
Andrew Scott, Josh O'Connor.
Mm-hmm. Andrew Scott, Josh O'Connor, Tom Hardy. Kaylee Spaney. Do you know who that is? No.
I just want to see how like hard you fall trying to pronounce someone's name. I don't know. I haven't kept up.
How do you pronounce her name?
I don't know who that is.
Oh. Well, anyway, Lindsay's actually not joining Knives Out 3 because she's filming Freaky Friday 2, which I'm more excited about. I'm not that. Listen, I liked Knives Out 1. Knives Out 2 was fine. I think they had like a solid cast for 1 and 2. I don't have much faith for part 3. I would much rather have Lindsay focus on giving us a good Freaky Friday 2 with Jamie.
Focus on me.
Focus on me.
Focus. Well,
are you sad?
I am sad.
Why?
I think like there's a fun cast coming out for like Knives Out 3.
We don't even know what the cast is, and if these are the names that we've gotten so far, I'm not that jazzed.
I mean, I'm interested. I'm like, it's kind of like White Lotus when like they're announcing everybody and you're like, interesting pair. I wouldn't see them together. So for Knives Out, I'm like,
they should bring Jennifer Coolidge in for Knives Out.
They should bring Jennifer Coolidge in for everything. You know, Jennifer Coolidge also should be hosting. There's a petition for her to host like the award shows that's constantly circulated around. She also just spoke at a graduation.
That would be interesting.
She killed it at the graduation speech. Yeah. Like, I just think she's just so wholesome. I've heard nothing but great things about her.
Was it as good as Harrison
Jennifer
Butler's?
Coolidge, if you'd like to come on the podcast in like 2 years when we have more established base, the invite is open.
Did her commencement speech land better than Harrison Butler's?
I think a lot of things did. I think a lot of things in life did.
Okay, let's talk about Couples Corner.
Okay, Miss Selena, she said she was going to adopt a baby. Can you imagine Miss Selena being a mom?
Yeah.
I know. She said she was going to adopt a baby, according to sources. I believe, from what I saw.
Was she going to borrow an egg from Francia Raisa?
Not you. Don't do that. Don't do that. She said she was
Are
going to...
they still friends?
Yeah, they've been on the mend. You know, they're probably not going to be as close as they ever were. But, like...
Well, I mean, they're bonded by a limb.
As I hit the iPad, just like, damn it, Zack. She said she was going to get a baby, or not get a baby, it's not, you know what I mean. She was going to adopt before she met Benny Blanco. And the way that they're dating now, obviously, sounds like she really wants to be a mom. Like, at some point,
So now she's going to delay adopting for Benny Blanco?
I mean, if you have a man, and he can give you a baby one day, would you wait around for that? It's very early for them to say, but like...
Oh, man. I don't know. I'd rather have a baby instead of a man.
Ooh, baby.
But baby.
I don't know. I'm happy Selena is happy in this era. She's got some new stuff coming up for like herself with Wizards of Waverly Place.
Oh, that's right. The reboot's coming. They just started filming again.
She has a lot of excitement of like fans seeing her, and she's like, I have another album maybe in the future. So, you know, I just feel like she's just kind of living her life right now. Only Murders in the Building. You know, she's...
Oh, yeah, that's doing well.
Yeah, she's just on this like high, and she's like, whenever I have a baby now, I have a baby. But it was just me, so she was like, is it going to be me forever?
Well, not anymore now. She has Benny Blanco.
Benny Blanco. Other girls who are being... I can't transition this very well. Other girls who are thriving. Well, okay, I'm just gonna... There's no transition.
She's in Wicked.
Ariana Grande. She was seen supporting Ethan Slater at Cafe... I'm blanking on the name. There's too much in this noggin to like remember sometimes. She supported Ethan Slater for the opening of one of his new very intimate shows in New York City. Okay. Cafe something. But she was seen in the crowd. She was being very supportive. She clapped and applauded. There were no pictures taken.
So then how do we know it's true?
Sources. Sources say.
Anonymous sources say.
How do you think anonymous sources happen?
That's what we should have named this podcast. Sources say.
Ooh.
Someone's
or anonymous source.
Anonymous source.
If you take that, we will come for you. We know where you live. We know your VPN. We can trace your home. And we'll buy the domain. But she was seen there. And I think the Ethan Slater and Ariana Grande stuff is like settled a little bit.
Yeah.
I think because also like Wicked, she's also kind of stayed mum.
Yeah.
Like she has a new music video coming out for one of her songs on the late
Seven Rings.
No.
Oh.
You're behind. You're very behind. Your music is.
Well, her last album wasn't that good.
This one that just came out?
Yeah.
You didn't like any of it.
What was the song that...
We Can't Be Friends? Did you not cry at the music video? Or is it just me and half of America?
I don't even think I heard this song. We Can't Be Friends is what it's called?
We can't be friends.
Sounds awful.
Okay. All right. Well, do you have any other updates of couples that you want to talk about?
My favorite couple, Bennifer, who's going to last forever.
Miss Dalola.
Well, apparently, the headline reads, Ben Affleck is worn down by marriage to J-Lo.
That's the different from the other headline I read is that they are taking space from each other, but worn down sounds...
I mean, if you look at Ben Affleck, you don't even need a source to know he just looks worn down. Like he always looks, he's just like chain smoking with like a large Dunkin' Donuts, and he's always just like going through it.
Do not forget the Dunkin'. He stops by the Dunkin' by my house. And I'm always like, I feel affluent. I feel rich. And there's that video of him shutting the door for like the 4-door sedan. And he's just like, oh. I'm like, was that by the Dunkin'? Because it looks like it's by the Dunkin'. But
see, yeah, he always looks perpetually worn down and pissed off about something. He just looks annoyed.
So do you.
But that's because I am.
Well, yeah, I mean.
That's the headline. Zack Peter worn down by podcast with Andy Lalwani.
That's a good one. That was great, pulling it out of nowhere. But, I mean, from what I've seen in the couple, they're, like, working on things, but the way they cope is different from others. But, like, he was also spotted in Malibu at...
Miley's?
No, what's that restaurant? What's the restaurant everybody goes to that you have to get the reservation ahead of time? Not Nobu. Thank you for the help behind the scenes. But there is a place that a lot of celebrities go, and I was taken there on my birthday, and it was fun.
Wow, it sounds like you had a great time.
It was with my ex-boyfriend. I was just happy to be there.
The one that unfollowed me on Instagram?
We're not going there.
You opened that door, Andy.
But he seemed to be in good spirits at the restaurant.
Your ex-boyfriend?
No. The man named Ben Affleck. I almost said Ben Stiller.
Was J-Lo there?
No.
That's why he was happy.
She was in Mexico for Atlas.
Oh, he was so happy.
I know. Now I'm like sitting here being like, what's the name of the restaurant? And I can't think of it whatsoever.
Just Google photos of Ben Affleck happy, and I'm sure there are very few.
Hold on. I'm going to look up the name of this restaurant.
But so anyway, the reports are basically saying that he doesn't agree with Jennifer's lifestyle. He's worn down by the marriage. He's checked out. They're on two completely different pages.
Giorgio Baldi.
Oh, I thought that was a fashion designer.
I thought she rapped. Yeah, so he's been seen out and about doing his own thing.
Good for him.
She's been doing events. Obviously, he's the only person.
She's on a press tour, which I heard her movie actually did well, right? Didn't it it debuted at #1 on Netflix?
Yes, but I thought it had a bad rating or score.
Oh, I don't know. Well, I feel like anytime Netflix releases anything new, they're like, wow, it made it #1 on Netflix. It's like, no fucking shit. It's the newest movie on Netflix. What are we going to watch? Moana for the 4th time?
You're not.
I know. It's not on Netflix, by the way. It's
last
on
thing I'll say about
Disney Plus.
Okay. Last thing I'll say about the two of them is basically he is the only person who can keep it real with her. And she is, when she gets upset, she buries herself in work. That is what sources say. We should name the podcast Sources Say.
It should be that was you literally just stole my joke from like 2 minutes ago.
I know, but like we have like anonymous sources or like you said something sources.
I said sources say.
I like the pop report.
I like the pop report too.
It'd be cute. But
it is. Well, I don't envision them lasting very long. They're probably just waiting until they can finalize the terms of the divorce. That way, he just seems like he wants out of the marriage, and good for him.
I think they're working on it because this is a love story spanning 20 years.
It's not easy to love Jenny from the block.
It's not easy to also be Kendall Jenner. But here she is running around with Bad Bunny. They were seen in Miami.
Really?
Yeah, like leaving a hotel room. So like they're still like around together, but not together.
I wouldn't know that by watching the Kardashians because we know nothing about Kendall's life other than she has anxiety.
She literally commented on like the entire series. Guys, I sound so crazy. She's like, all I sound like I do is complain or like say I'm like just working on myself.
Yeah. She's like, I only talk about 2 things every season, my anxiety and my horses. I'm like, yeah. She's like, but I promise I'm not that boring. I'm like, well, we couldn't fucking tell because
all
you
my
show us
friends
nothing.
say I'm a great time. That's what I also tell myself.
That would be great if we actually saw her have a great time.
Speaking of having a great time, I can transition well. See, I had a great time today with you. Look,
I did too.
Is this our 3rd week?
I think this is our 4th week. This is this. No, it's week 3, right? No.
Yeah.
This is the end of week 3.
Yeah.
We're going into week 4.
3. We did it, Joe.
We did.
Did we?
Yeah.
I'm proud of us.
I am too, and I'd be more prouder if you don't forget the SD cards.
It's been a week. I'm thinning.
You should have heard the shit Jack was talking about you.
You should have seen what I went through at Target when I asked, please, can you open up this security gate so I can get to the SD cards? And they said, why? And I said, because I'd like to purchase 3. Not 1, not 2, 3, sir. 3.
He was a baller.
Anyway, well,
make it rain.
Obviously, if you enjoy the podcast, you got to leave a review. We love seeing your reviews. We read them sometimes. And obviously, you should follow Pop Report everywhere on social. Yes. Zach, anything else to leave with people?
Follow the Pop Report. Leave us a review on Spotify, Apple. Subscribe on YouTube. If you do subscribe on YouTube, be sure to hit the like button. Leave a comment. Let us know your thoughts. How long? Let's take bets on how much longer we think Ben and Jen will last.
Well, on that note, place your bets and stay safe, everybody.
All right. Talk to you next week. Bye.